What's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. Thanks for stopping by and sharing part of your Thursday afternoon with us. Back for another live stream. I've got a lot of incredible video footage to share with you guys, fascinating information to share with you guys. Kind of gave away a little bit in the thumbnail about the amount of reports that have accumulated over the past few years. Over 300,000. AZ Watchwoman 777. Welcome aboard. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, Catfish Customs. Hello, Gail. How's everybody doing today? Yeah, it's. I would say that it's no longer a conspiracy. I would say it's no longer a conspiracy now. Probably hasn't been for a while, but 315,000 reports since 2000. Polenta R. Forest. Hello, Polenta from Sacramento. Tina. Hush Hannah from the United Kingdom. Yeah, you're looking at a big solar flare. This was a CME. It wasn't necessarily a large solar flare. Sometimes that happens. You'll have a CME come off the sun without a large solar flare, and that's what happened here. I mean, that thing was really massive, not necessarily Earth-directed, but this was sent in by our friend Nelson Jenks from the Soho LASCO C3 instrument, and right here's the LASCO C2, a little closer view, and you can see right there, more dramatic up close. And again, that did not necessarily produce a large solar flare. But in this video, I have a lot of video footage to share with you guys that I'm very confident you're going to enjoy, that's been sent in by various people. You're going to see the green flash above the sun, some moon vids. I want to revisit the moon vids because from what I understand, there were people that wanted me to just play the video and just play it nonstop. And what I was trying to do, I was just trying to be helpful. When I was sharing the moon video the other day, that my family and I saw something near the moon out here in Arizona a few nights ago. That it was the real deal, guys. I don't know how to explain it because sometimes it's difficult to explain things perfectly when you've never seen anything like it before. So we did our best, but we did see something in the sky that was real. It wasn't a hologram, or it wasn't a cloud or anything like that. So what I'll do is I'll replay the video. I'll stay out of the way because I was trying to stop and explain what we were seeing because I wanted to convey the experience that we had the very best that I could. And sometimes when you just play the video without any type of narration, it doesn't necessarily come across as good as I would like it to. So maybe sometimes I do narrate a little bit too much, but I'm going to play the video again. I'll stay out of the way. I'll let you guys take a look at the moon video from the night of January 28th. And I also have something to add to that sent in by Brian of an observation that he noticed from his location, something near the moon on the night of the 28th. We're going to go to Scotland. You guys are going to see some amazing, I mean absolutely amazing video footage from an airplane that goes along with these pilots that you're seeing on the thumbnail that have been reporting things for the longest time now, and it's just now coming to the surface. You're going to hear communication between pilots and the control towers from recently, not too long ago, pilots describing objects that they're seeing in the sky. They're no longer hiding it. It's okay to talk about it, you know, because this has been going on for so long that, you know, and we all know, you guys in this chat room know, you're smart people. You've probably seen things in the sky that you can't explain, and I too, myself, I've seen things, and I wasn't set out looking for things that I couldn't explain. I just happened to run across these things. So we're going to take a look at some really cool video footage here in just a moment. I wanted to share a couple of things with you guys before we get to that video footage, and then we're going to listen to some pilots talk to the control towers. Yeah, really cool footage to share with you guys. But first, I want to show you guys a video that was sent in This also goes back to the night of, I think, the 27th. There was a triangle spotted near the moon by a gentleman out of South Florida, and that would be our friend Chip Snyder. He sent this video footage in, and I'll try to stay out of the way. He sees what looks like a triangle on the night of the 27th. This would be the night before we saw this big round object next to the moon on the night of the 28th. And then we saw triangles next to the moon. So there were triangles apparently, or at least it looks like one, on the night of the 27th. Video footage here submitted by Chip Snyder out of South Florida at 7:32 p.m. You don't necessarily see the moon. What I did, these are side by sides. The original on the left, the right I modified a little bit, and you can see the triangle in the sky. That's what compelled him to take this video. You're going to hear him say here in this second that looks like a triangle. And it's certainly there.
There's something up there. It's like a big triangle.
And you can see it. There definitely looks like a triangle up there in the sky. And that's at the 2 o'clock position. That's where we saw that big object in the sky. I'll share that video with you here again in just a second. This was the night before. This was on the 27th from South Florida. Chip looks up and sees what looks like a triangle just sitting in the sky. You can see the shape of the triangle in the clouds. I mean, we don't see the triangle. These things blend in with the night sky nearly perfectly. I've seen a couple, and I wouldn't have seen them if they hadn't have tilted. They tilted, then I saw them. I didn't see them when they were just blending in with the black sky because they're the same exact color as the sky. So they're near impossible to see unless there's some clouds, thin clouds that can kind of outline the craft, or they happen to turn in your field of view, and then you can see the very dull lights. Here's a format that pulls forward. See the angles up there in the clouds? Clouds don't typically work in angles like that, and that's what drew him to the sky. Once again, by Chip Snyder of South Florida, and you can see right there what looks like a triangle craft. I'm going to show you something else that looks similar to that relates to the moon. You're going to see not only a triangle craft, but now a square object in the sky. This is part of the video that I took on the night of the 28th. The object that was near the moon. Again, I'd never seen anything like it, but I'm going to show you guys something that was in that same location, like the triangle you just saw at the 2 o'clock position. You're going to see something else at the 2 o'clock position that was observed by Brian. Again, this is a screen grab from the video that I took. Brian, from the same night, less than an hour apart. Brian took this photo at 8:21 p.m. on the night of January the 28th. He did this right here. All I'm doing is sharing the 2 photos he shared with me. He shared this one, that he has a circle, and then he says, zoom in and see what you see right there. And there's definitely something there, once again, at around the 2 o'clock position of the moon. And I'm zooming in, and I'm starting to see what he saw. These are just 2 still photographs. Now, this is the one that has no circle or writing on it. And do you guys see it? I'll keep the mouse out of the way and give you a chance to see something, or it looks like something, again, that is creating angles in the sky. I mean, nature just doesn't usually work in angles. Nature works in like spirals, you know, like Fibonacci spirals and things like that. You can see right here. See the angle, 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 angle. There's like 5 angles right there. I'm going to play the video. I put the video together consisting of 2 photos that he shared with me. These photos are slightly modified to pull forward what looks like a very large triangle over there, or a collection of 2 rectangles in the sky that remind me of the night that we saw the object in the sky near the moon, and that's the moon just coming up above the horizon, and there's where that object was that Brian noticed in the sky. That was a great observation because that was not easy to see. He happened to notice that in the same location. Like maybe there was something there on the night of the 28th from his location, and it wasn't readily visible because of that, whatever that was, in the sky. But there certainly did appear to be something from his location, and that was taken about an hour, a little less than an hour before we saw this. And I'm going to stay out of the way, and I'm going to play most of the video, but I put this video together of what we saw on the night of the 28th, and this is when it was first observed. I'll keep the mouse out of the way. That's not a reflection. They saw that in the sky. And then they called me as they were driving down the road when they first saw it. I went outside. Like I said earlier, I was done for the day. I had everything put away. I went outside, and sure enough, like I told one person, it when I first looked at it, it made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. It really and truly did. I was like, wow. That was very impressive. It wasn't there very long. I think it was there, but it slowly gave way to what looked like triangles again. Almost as if triangles were blocking the field of view. Totally weird. Just a weird experience. This is the video I took as I got outside, and I was walking down the street. My phone was actually giving me issues. My phone, for some reason, was on slow motion mode, and I couldn't get it to record. So I got this recording here the best I could, because I was standing on the sidewalk at the end of the road where there was an intersection. It was just a weird experience. Like I said, my phone wasn't working right. These are all just modifications of the video that I took. I was dealing with the neighbor's lights there that were interfering with the camera. The camera was trying to focus on those lights instead of the moon and the object in the sky. It was just difficult to get away from city lights. So by request, I'm letting the video play. I'm keeping the mouse out of the way. I'm staying out of the way. I'm just simply offering some narration, because there was no narration. I was out there by myself, standing at the end of the road and trying to get away from the neighbor's lights and trying to get my phone to work right. And my phone never gives me problems as a rule. It never does. But for some reason, I had to fiddle with that phone even to get it to work right, to get it off of slow motion mode. Who wants to record in slow motion anyway? I mean, who put that feature on a phone? It was just so weird. I didn't even know the feature was on there. I thought the phone was broke. Or I thought the camera was broke. And then finally I saw something up in the left-hand corner that was highlighted yellow, so I pushed it and it took it off of slow motion mode. But somehow or another it was on slow motion mode, so I spent the better part of a minute and a half trying to get the phone to work properly. And these are just other views from another location. My wife and son were driving when they first saw it. So here it is, uninterrupted. This is a video, and guys, all it is, it's a collection of clips from the two videos, the video they took, the video I took, and I did some slight modifications trying to pull forward this object that, again, when I first saw it, made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. It really and truly did. And I've seen a lot of things in the sky that are very beautiful, very spectacular, quite awe-inspiring. In fact, I've actually seen a thing in the sky that looked like the ancient flower of life. Google it. I saw it. It's real. And it wasn't a mechanical object.
I think so.
It was looked like a living organism, but it was shaped like the ancient flower of life. This here was something entirely different that, to be honest, I didn't have a real good feeling
It
about.
actually looks like a triangle up there now.
Now they're seeing a triangle.
Weird.
The thing is no longer visible. And that's my son. He was in the car listening to music. And for him to get out of the car and take a look at the sky like that, he saw something. He even told me, he said, "Dad, I saw a triangle turn in the sky." And I believe him. I know he did. I can tell by the way he's looking there that he saw something up there. He was in the car listening to music. For him to get out of the car like that, he wanted my wife to pull over so he could get out and look. He saw something up there, and he's not usually drawn to the sky like that. He's a teenager. So he saw something. There was something that happened up there that night. And then this is my location, which was several miles away at the time. And you can see for yourself, it doesn't take a genius to figure out there's big triangles or something over there that are blocking the field of view that changed in a matter of minutes. Changed in a matter of mere minutes. So Here's another large craft arrives that was off to the right. And this was not visible to the naked eye. This is just from me reducing the darkness. And then that thing was revealed. That's something that was apparently off to the right that, again, was not visible in the nighttime sky at all. So where that came from, what it was doing, don't know. But it was apparently there. The camera picked it up. Just the outline of it. But that's what showed up. And the thing that was in the sky, again, that made the hair on the back of my neck stand up, seemed like it went behind that and you couldn't see it anymore. But there it is, and I left the mouse out of the way, and that was by request. And I don't mind showing it again because that was quite an incredible encounter, I have to admit. Like I said, I mentioned in the video before, the young lady from southern Arizona saw something near the moon that it changed her perspective of the sky forever. And I never dreamt that I would see something like that in the sky, me or any of us. Because just to be totally truthful with you guys, I was already in bed. I was laying down watching TV. I wasn't thinking about anything up in the sky. So anyway, there you go. By request, I played the video. I stayed out of the way, and I apologize for getting in the way. I didn't mean to. Check this out. This is also from the night of January 28th of 2024. The footage that you're looking at, these are 4 separate photos sent in by Allison out of Seven Hills, Ohio. She observed this from a camera out of Jacksonville, Florida on the night of January 28th. Notice the moon as it's moving across the sky, and these are taken obviously several minutes apart. But notice the extra reflection right here when the moon was at that location. Obviously, this one over here is a reflection, okay? Now, all of a sudden, we've got 3 reflections of one object. I can maybe even see 2 reflections, okay? If it was behind a glass. This is some sort of outdoor camera. Why is there 3 reflections here? There shouldn't be. In this third photo, there's a secondary one here that appears, but a third one there. And then the fourth one, it was too high to see if there was actually a second one there, but there's at least one, which I would expect, all right? It's a bright object in the nighttime sky. Of course you're going to have reflections. But 3? Come on, man. There was something there in the third photograph visible from, at least temporarily, visible from Jacksonville, Florida. That was a good observation by Allison. Got a lot of things to share with you guys in this video. Okay, there's the Arizona moon that I shared. Boy, you guys are going to see something absolutely incredible from Scotland that was sent in by our friend Ali from Scotland. You guys ever see the green flash above the sun that shows up on a rare occasion? Well, this is a greenish blue flash that was sent in by Jan from just a couple of days ago when the sun set in visible from Cheyenne, Wyoming. I think, yeah, Cheyenne, Wyoming. Check out the greenish blue flash visible from Cheyenne. How about that? Behind the big wind turbines. That is too cool. Great video sent in by Jan out of Cheyenne, Wyoming. I want to take you guys now up to Canada, and then I'm going to share with you guys, I've got more footage and more amazing. In fact, I'll share this one here real quick before we get into the Canadian articles and how there have been 315,000 reports of mysterious objects in the sky sent in by pilots. Yeah, sent in by pilots since the year 2000. So can you imagine all the people, including you guys, that have shared things with me in the last few years of observations that you've seen from the ground? And these are just reports from planes. Unreal. PB Gold, January 26th of 2024, noticed this in the daytime sky. Check it out. Dark objects slowly moving across the sky. Weird enough that he felt compelled to take out his camera and start recording. It's not a collection of balloons because there is nothing hanging off the bottom of it. You would see a visible cord or string or strings dangling off the bottom of that. Those aren't balloons. And besides, he would be able to discern if those were balloons or not.
The money, 2 hours.
And he's still recording this thing above his house, not making any sound. Jet black, no noise, not moving very fast, no blinking lights.
Yeah.
Just a mysterious object visible in the daytime sky, and I'm waiting to hear back from PB Gold on the exact location. We're going to go from black objects to blue objects. Check this out. Blue sphere. Matt, video from Littleton, Colorado. Check it out. A strange blue sphere, and the original is on the left. The zoomed in version is on the right. I've done nothing to this video except add his name and that text right there, implying that this is several miles away from Matt's location. So this must have been pretty good size, and you don't normally see blue objects in the sky. I mean, these are rare. We'll see orange frequently. We'll see white, obviously, from time to time. Every once in a while, green. But very rarely do we see blue objects like this. This was a very unique observation. And again, this is several miles from his location. So it's got to be pretty good size, whatever it was. Once again, visible from Littleton, Colorado. This is like the second video in less than 2 weeks we've gotten out of Colorado of mysterious objects, not only in the nighttime sky, but the daytime sky as well. Really cool video. Again, blue is rare, guys. We don't normally see a lot of blue unidentified objects. Check this out, and then we're going to go to the pilots. This is an incredible video, unlike anything I've ever seen, sent in by Ollie out of Scotland, and it kind of reminds me of maybe what some of these pilots are reporting seeing. This is a screen grab of what you're about to see in this video coming up right up here at the top of this banner right here. You're going to see in this video right here. Check this out. Unbelievable footage taken from an airplane. This is real because there's a reflection that comes off of this that I don't think would be even possible to replicate. Check it out. Are you serious right now? Watch the reflection. See the glare? Can't fake glare. Watch the glare. Watch the glare right there, see it? That glare is coming off that craft. Can't fake glare. It's nearly impossible. Here we go. Glare. Notice the glare, right? See the glare? Can't fake that. And then when I first saw it, I'm like, okay, because I noticed the video was only like 21 seconds long. I'm like, okay, why would they stop recording? And then this is why right here, because the craft, wherever it came from, I don't know where it came from, don't know where it went, but it's clearly some sort of a disc, a saucer went under, and there's the glare of the sun. And that's consistent with the sun, because you can tell the sun is up here. The glare is over here on the left-hand side of the craft. You can see the sunlight on the mountains right there. So the sun is over here, glare is consistent. These are things that you look for in any video that you're analyzing. Right up here's the sun, right there's the glare, and then the reflection coming off of the object itself is consistent with the angle of the sun. So everything lines up. How about that? So that reminds me of what we're getting into next here, right? These pilots that are just having a heyday. Pilots describe bizarre lights and triangles over Canada in air traffic control audio. Check this out. You're going to hear a few minutes of pilots talking to air traffic control about things that they're seeing in the sky as they're flying airplanes. And this report is just a few days old. I think it goes back to January. Well, actually, this one here, that's our inbound comet. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. It's coming, guys. Actually, this article here is dated January the 26th. But here we go. Listen to some of these pilots as they're talking to air traffic control. Pretty cool stuff.
7062, go ahead.
Yeah, is there any active military airspace just like north of Winnipeg?
No, nothing I'm aware of. You said north of Winnipeg?
Yeah.
No, not right now.
Okay. lots of active bright lights, information, 3, and they look like they're at like 500 or something, just trying to figure it out.
Okay, yeah, no, I haven't heard anything. I'll check in with the next sector. That could be.
Alrighty then. Thanks for checking.
And you said around 50,000 feet, roughly. Is that correct?
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, it's hard to say, but yeah, it keeps being like 3 to 4 really bright lights, and they kind of were in like a triangle formation, and then it looks like the little dipper for a bit, and then they disappear, and then they come back.
Okay. Okay. Thanks for that. I'll just make a note. But yeah, I can't think of what that might be.
Okay.
1 Golf Victor from Center.
Go ahead. Golf Victor.
1 Golf Victor, this is a strange question, but are you seeing any flashing lights ahead at high altitude? We just got a report from another aircraft.
We don't see anything yet.
Okay, thank you. They reported them as north of Yankee Whiskey Gulf, which is the city off your 11 o'clock position for about 90 miles. So I guess just let me know if you see anything.
Copy that. So if we see anything, I will let you know.
Okay.
Yeah, Winnipeg, Canada 786. 786, go ahead.
Aircraft, 12 o'clock, same altitude. Is that one ours?
It's a flare flight.
What? Sorry, somebody from flight 600? Yeah, check Canada 786. See these lights, 12 o'clock? See something, flashing lights, running left 30, flight 600. Yeah, forming triangles, and then flying away and coming back. Big bright light that's coming towards us, slowly above us, flight 600. More than 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 600. Thanks for Canada 786. Do you have any traffic out there?
No, I had one other report 10 minutes ago from a Morningstar flight east of Regina. Reported the same thing. Her best guess was around somewhere around flight level 500, and thought it might be somewhere north of Winnipeg. So yeah, do you have a guess as to what you might think the altitude is?
Hard to tell, just because the evening, I'd say she's probably pretty accurate, but they keep forming up in a triangle, and yeah, it's pretty odd.
Okay, yeah, no, that's the second report then, and yeah, there's no active airspace, military airspace, anything like that we're aware of. I honestly have no idea what that might be.
Oh, good.
Morningstar 7060 from Center.
Morningstar 7066.
Are you still seeing the lights that you reported earlier? We're getting some reports in Saskatchewan behind you now as well. Morningstar 7060, Center?
Yeah, Morningstar 7062. We haven't seen them, like, for the last 5 minutes so far.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
And Flare 600, change to my frequency 1329er.
39er.
Do you have any guess as to how far away off your 12 o'clock they might be?
Pretty far away. I'm not sure how far they're away from us, but be careful to find those stations. Flying all stations now.
Five 591, Center?
591, go ahead.
Or was it 591? This is going to sound like a strange question, but we've had a few reports now of some sort of flashing lights somewhere over the prairies, perhaps in a triangle shape. Are you by any chance seeing anything like that?
Wow, that does sound interesting. I haven't seen it. I hope I do. So it's at ground level or in the air?
I think it's at quite an altitude. One pilot guessed maybe as high as 500, but others closer to Regina are saying they're unable to even give an estimate of where exactly it is.
Wow. Okay, well, we'll definitely be keeping an eye out, and we'll let you know.
Knowing that other people have seen it as well.
I thought you might. Yeah, there's a couple of reports, actually. 2 aircraft west of Regina are reporting it, but they said they're having a hard time guessing even where it's coming from.
Yeah, it is really quite bizarre.
And Winnipeg for Canada 328. We saw them before. I think it's just satellite with reflection from the sun. It matches the heading of the position of the sun if we look on different maps.
Oh, a scientific explanation. Okay, good. Thank you.
That's a wild guess, though. It really looks quite spectacular and weird first glance.
Okay, and you saw them back when you were in the Saskatchewan, Manitoba area as well?
Yeah. We saw them starting beam Winnipeg and for the past, I guess, hour or so. And it seems to move up as we move towards the east as well. So it might just be a reflection of the sun and sunlight. That's my guess.
Okay, thank you. Morningstar 7062, did you catch that?
I did, thank you.
Air Canada 7086, change to line frequency 1329er.
Come on.
D6, Roger. Had a company aircraft over Thunder Bay suggest he thinks it possibly could be satellites, and just based on the angle of the sun, it could be sunlight refracting off those satellites and just causing that.
I mean, I'm certainly no expert, but they're moving side to side and they're going away from each other and forming triangles, but it doesn't really seem like they're in any type of orbit. But, I mean, I'm no expert.
Caterpillar 600, level 370.
Sorry, 600, Winnipeg Center, good morning. And are you still seeing those lights that you were reporting earlier?
Yeah, it's quite bizarre. There's around 6 of them just randomly doing the formation flight at high altitude at 12 o'clock, flight 600.
Okay, thanks.
Winnipeg Center for Flare 600.
Go ahead.
Just curious, when it comes to those lights that you have multiple aircraft reporting, what reports do you guys have to file for that?
Usually we just tell the shift manager and then they follow up with whatever reporting they do.
Okay, so you're not reporting a UFO then?
Report exactly what the pilot said to the shift manager, and then they'll file it as they do.
Roger. Okay, thanks.
Definitely not satellites.
UPS 104, I just got here for the morning, so I'm just finding out about all the reports, but I guess they've been all the way across the prairies this morning, or overnight.
So UPS Flare 600 is tracking eastbound approximately 0905, have been for the last hour. And at our 11:30 position, we've been staring at these things for well over an hour. And they're high up in the sky, I'd say 100,000 feet plus.
UPS 104, that aircraft that's giving you the report is off your 9 o'clock position, about 125 miles going eastbound. And Morningstar 7062, I missed your comment there. What were you saying about the lights?
Definitely not satellites.
Okay, thanks very much. I'm just talking to the controllers that I'm taking over from, and I guess we'll file it's called a service report.
Okay, yeah, it's like unlike anything I've ever seen in like the 15 years of night flying that I've done.
Okay, thanks very much.
Good morning, UPS 64, flight level 360.
UPS 64 Heavy, Winnipeg Center. Good morning.
Are we close to these lights we're talking about?
The aircraft that's seeing them there with the report is off your 10 o'clock, about 80 miles, and they're going eastbound, and they've been tracking them for quite a while.
All right. Been any activity for the last 10 minutes from our perspective? Go ahead.
The ship manager just came in, and they brought over the report that I'm going to fill out. So if you don't mind, I'm going to go through the questions with you, just because I wasn't here for the bulk of the reporting.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, first question is just a brief description of the sighting, number, size, shape, etc.
Multiple single point of lights will be the way we would describe this. Sometimes there were 3, sometimes there were 6, sometimes there's just some individual lights just flying at random intervals. There's no specific
numbers, so to speak, 3600.
Okay, and the position of the sighted object or activity, I guess the first time you noticed it?
We're flying at flight level 270, we're flying eastbound on track 095 to 117-ish. And for the most part, we looked at our 12 o'clock or 11 o'clock site, and it looked pretty high up in the altitude. We're getting anywhere between 70,000 feet all the way to 100.
Okay, that answers the next question about estimated altitude and direction of movement of the object.
Random all over the place. At times I saw three lights in a triangle formation, just flying in a random movement, up and down, left, right, all over the place.
Okay, the next one is speed. Was it moving fast or slow, or?
From what we could tell, they're moving at a very fast speed in all directions. Very, very high speed.
And the last one is any observed identification or other significant information.
No, I think that's all that we got. So I wish we could give more information, but yeah, that's all. Everything that we described right now is what we witnessed 3600.
Okay, no, that's great. I will fill out the form, and I think there were some reports from the controllers that were working overnight there, so that combined with this report, we'll give that to the shift manager, and then they'll send that off to North Bay.
Awesome, thanks a lot, 3600.
Thank you.
And Winnipeg from cargo jet 937.
Yeah, go ahead.
To add to that, I haven't seen them tonight, but we've been seeing those lights for probably the last 18 months or so, just for your information if you wanted to add that.
Okay, I will add that. And any specific area? Was it across the prairies, or?
Yeah, over the prairies, just like Flair said, always eastbound and a little north of track, kind of at the 11 o'clock position. It's kind of been in that area for quite a while.
Okay, thanks very much.
Well, that's interesting. I've had it, but only ever going westbound with 3 or 4 like that over the last month or so. This is WestJet 520. I've never seen them eastbound, only westbound. And yeah, same thing too. Movements all over. Sometimes they make a triangle, sometimes they make a diamond, square. They're bright, and they disappear all over.
Sure be nice to get answers on that for sure.
Yeah, I'll definitely make a note of all that and pass it on.
Rare, very rare footage there of pilots reporting to the control towers exactly what they're seeing. And these are reports out of Canada, where as I was reading this report earlier this afternoon, since the year 2000, there have been over 315,000, right here, I'll read it to you. Canadian skies seem to be a favorite of unexplained objects that could be UFOs. Since the year 2000, Transport Canada has received more than 315,000 reports. And right there in that audio footage that we just listened to, you heard at least 2, maybe 3 different pilots reporting of these mysterious lights in the sky above Canada. So right there was 3 of the 315,000. Can you imagine 315,000? And that is just in Canada. And those are just the ones from aviation reports, not counting the people on the ground. Like you guys, you've sent me videos today that would, I'm sure, more than qualify for unusual, aerial phenomenon, UFOs, whatever you want to call them, whatever you feel comfortable calling them. But if you look up in the sky and you see something flying that you can't identify what it is, I mean, it's okay to call it a UFO. I know years ago they used to, say people, were just seeing things. Well, that's not true, because we're in a different age. We're in a different time where people are carrying around in their pockets a high definition recording device that can back up what they're saying. So people are indeed seeing things in the sky. You have skilled pilots. These are aviation experts that are flying around in the sky. you just heard multiple reports of aviation experts that are seeing things that they can't identify in the sky. So they're real, they're up there. It's not a conspiracy anymore. What are these things, you know? Young lady here, she says they're definitely not satellites regarding the incident that we just heard. She says they're quite bizarre. She said, unlike anything I've ever seen in the 15 years of night flying that I've done. 15 years, and she's never seen anything quite like that. They're forming triangles, forming diamonds in the sky. Here's a guy that I just happened to see this one here, Daniel Otis, around 4:40 a.m. on January 19th. NORAD was alerted after several flights reported multiple lights, sometimes in a triangle formation above the Canadian prairies in Saskatchewan. And this was a report that was submitted the 19th, so that was this month. Tell you, January has been a busy month. 2024, or January was a busy month. We'll see how February goes. We just entered February. We're a few hours into February, but so far, 2024, January especially has been very active. I've probably gotten more videos from people and more photos from people in a 30-day period than I think I've ever gotten in any 30-day period. It's been a very, very busy month for me. Reports are up, videos and photos are up from people sharing. Reports are up, you know, from pilots. The whole situation in Miami, that's a whole nother story. And then, of course, this conversation with all these pilots that took place less than 2 weeks ago, you know, seeing things in the sky, making formations. And you guys that have shared stuff with me, you know what time it is. You guys have seen things yourself. So, you know, it's always good to get confirmation from pilots like our friend Mustang 68 that's in the chat room. He was a pilot for 20 years, an expert aviation navigator. So when he sees things in the sky that don't look like normal airplanes, chances are it's probably not a normal airplane. So, you know, we could always dismiss it like somebody was trying to dismiss them as satellites. Well, satellites don't they're, number one, they're in low Earth orbit. They wouldn't be, at 50 or 100,000 feet. They would be several miles up in the sky, to get away from gravity. And they wouldn't be making, wild formations in the sky, forming a triangle and then dispersing and then forming a diamond and then dispersing. Satellites, especially LEOs, low Earth orbit satellites, just don't do that. They travel around the Earth at various speeds, several thousand miles per hour, in fact. So I'm pretty sure that they weren't satellites, whatever they were seeing here on the night of the 19th, but they saw something. There were multiple pilots that witnessed these mysterious lights, and apparently they've been witnessed before by other pilots. So very fascinating. 2024 has gotten off to a fast and furious start. We've been seeing a lot of activity in the skies. Now, this video here that I'm going to share with you guys is out of Poway, California. This isn't necessarily anything mysterious, but it was sent in by James from the night of January 28th of 2024, which was a very busy night. That's the night we saw the object near the moon. This is another video. At first, people weren't quite sure what this was, but for some reason on the night of the 28th, there were two rocket launches, one off the East Coast and one off of the West Coast, the same night that we saw this mysterious object next to the moon. This is James out of California. Check this out.
Do you see it?
You see? The guy's an alien.
What is that? For real?
Something I've never seen before.
I've never seen that.
That is bizarre.
Mr. MBB 333.
That's our friend James from California. And, he saw that and he thought about sending it in, and he did send it in. As it turned out, though, this was supposedly a Falcon 9, one of two Falcon 9s that were launched on the night of the 28th, again, from the West Coast and one from the East Coast. That one there just happened to be from the West Coast of the United States, sent in by James. Thank you, James. Really do appreciate that. I want to take you guys back to Scotland. I found this video here quite fascinating. And again, if you pay attention to the light and what the light is doing and how the light is behaving in this video, you can see that the sun is indeed up here. This is worth another look. I'll keep the cursor out of the way. Notice the reflection. The reflection is consistent with the sun and the position of the craft. You can see a reflection right there. You can see it. That's coming off the craft. It kind of goes off out of the way a little bit. And then when it comes back in, notice the reflection. Can't fake that. That looks like the real deal. Notice the reflection. The reflection is consistent with the sun. How about that? There's a reflection right there. Goes away. Comes back. Check it out. Goes under. Are you serious right now? Goes under the plane. There it is. That reflection right there. It's consistent with the speed of the craft. Goes away. Comes right there. That's me moving it back and forth, but it's that reflection. The reflection is right in line with the position of the sun and the movement of the craft. So that is nearly impossible to do any type of trickery. And that video was once again sent in by Ali out of Scotland. And I don't know if that was witnessed by pilots or not. May very well have been, but we just listened to a little bit of video footage, and apparently there's a lot more audio footage of pilots talking about bizarre lights that they've been seeing apparently for a while in the skies. And this is just above Canada. 315,000 reports from Canada since the year 2000. And that does not include anywhere else in the world. Just out of Canada alone, 315,000 reports. So if you factor in the US, if you factor in other parts of the world, you could probably safely assume that there's millions. I would say probably millions. Mustang 68. Remember F-16 shot down satellite? Yeah, I remember that Mustang. Sure do. Yeah, so you know that there's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of millions of reports. And speaking of Canada, found this a little odd. This was yesterday, I believe. Yeah, 131. For some reason, I've been keeping an eye on the outages up in Canada now. We can follow the power outages in Canada and the United Kingdom. I'm working on getting Australia, but for some reason yesterday, and I don't think these were weather related, 16,000 customers, 16,000 plus in Quebec, and then 8.6 thousand in British Columbia yesterday. Now the ones in British Columbia could have been weather related, but the 16,000 over here, not quite sure what was going on, but a large scale power outage event yesterday up in Canada. You don't normally see that up in Canada. It's usually pretty solid. Looking at the GOES X-ray flux over here at the Space Weather Prediction Center, all quiet. Looks like we've got almost a steady C flare type of energy. The sun is starting to gain a little bit of momentum, so we could see some solar activity here in the next few days. But for the time being, the sun, Earth-facing side of the sun, you can see is relatively quiet. We've got some sunspots that are turning towards the Earth. Nothing huge, but these are growing. They're constantly evolving, changing, getting smaller, larger. So who knows? By the time they get more Earth-facing, they'll look totally different. So that's what they look like right now. Looking at the Schumann resonance, pretty quiet, guys. I haven't seen any major spikes in the Schumann in the past 10 days. We are 66 days away from the great solar eclipse of April 8th of 2024. Could be one of the most photogenic ever, because this one's going to include the incredible comet that's inbound right now. 12P Pons Brooks. The sky could look like this on April 8th of 2024. Are you serious? So we're going to be reporting live from the path of totality, somewhere in that red or that yellow line with the red dots. We're going to be reporting from one of those red dots, either in Ohio, Indiana, New York, Maine, where else? Oh, possibly Detroit, Indianapolis, maybe Missouri. We'll just have to see. Texas is a possibility too. Wherever there are no clouds, we're going to be there. And here's the comet that is currently inbound and has been inbound for quite a while. You can't make this stuff up. 12P Pons Brooks, inbound comet that's going to be at perihelion. The same time the sun is going to be experiencing an alignment with the Earth and the moon, creating a perfect solar eclipse. Comet could be throwing a fit in the sky. Unbelievable. Can't make this stuff up. I would record from the Phoenix area where we're at, but we're only in the 65 to 60% range. Everybody in North America is going to have a chance to see some part of the eclipse. Maybe you'll see 40% if you're up in the Canada area, 35, 30. Like over in Calgary, they're looking at 25%. That's what the eclipse will look like. If you're in Mexico, 80%, 85, 90, even some place, Guadalajara, 95. But if you're in the path of totality, you're looking at 100% total eclipse. So definitely want to see that with the comet. That'll definitely be a day to remember, that's for sure. That'll be in the history books for a long, long time. So just 66 days away, guys, a little over 2 months, and we will be there. We're going to be somewhere alive in that path of totality. Mustang 68. Mustang 68, I think, is in the path of totality. So, never know. May hook up with Mustang. All right, guys, that's all I got for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Remember, it's no longer a conspiracy anymore. These things are real. People are seeing things in the sky. Pilots are seeing things from airplanes. People, as we well know, are seeing things from the ground. You guys have been sending me videos for the longest time. I personally have seen things that I did not set out to look for. Just happened to be outside, looked up at the right place at the right time, and actually I've seen a couple of those triangles. I've never seen anything quite like this, though. This here is very unique. Incredible video, once again, sent in by Ali out of Scotland. All right, guys, thanks for sharing a part of your Thursday with me. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Have a super day, and be safe out there.